need to change the rotation of my orientation of the phone. I had it set up a certain way. Now I have to reset it up. I hope everybody's having a good day. It is rainy and humid here today. Sorry, I have to resituate myself. I'll get it. I just need to use a different stand than the one I was going to. I'm on a little bit earlier today. I'll explain why in a couple minutes here. As soon as we get some people coming in. When you come in, make sure you say hi. I want to know who all is visiting today. Hopefully nobody comes in while I'm still doing all of this. I know if you're on the replay, I'm sorry you're seeing all this crazy stuff here. Trying to resituate myself. Didn't tell me until I went into the live that I can't hold the camera that way. Yeah, here we go. That's a little bit better. Let me move that up a little and rotate that. Here we go. Make some space. Hi. Oh, Vima, I'm happy to see you today. I'm on a little bit earlier. I hope that helps. I hope that helps for you. Thank you, Vima. Vima was waiting for me. I love chatting with you. This week is going to be exciting, Vima, to see everybody's sneak peek tomorrow for Battle of the Stitches. See what everybody's working on. So what have you been up to, Vima? I keep seeing your lives, but I'm either at work or I'm not there until I don't see them until they're already done. I want to pop into more of your lives. I see there's more people on. Make sure you say hi. I want to see who all is here. See what everybody's working on, what everybody's doing. How was everybody's day? I mean, I was just saying here it's like wet and humid and I think Vima, you're still the only one on. It's just saying there's only one on. Oh, now it popped up to 7. Hi, everybody. Great to see everybody. It's very hot here. Oh, goodness. I guess you're probably a lot closer to the equator than I am. I wouldn't necessarily say hot here. It's just rainy and, sticky, humid. Hopefully you're surviving the heat there. Well, no, went down again. I was going to say, now that I've got some people on, I'll explain why I'm on a little early. Over the weekend, I was doing a little bit of gardening and putting some mulch in our garden. And I twisted to pick up the mulch, and my knee popped like this loud cracking pop. And it caused me to just fall to the ground. I could not put any pressure. It's on my right, it's my right knee. I could not put any pressure on my right leg at all because my knee was in such pain. So my husband and my son took me to the urgent care, and they took an x-ray, and there was no arthritis, which is nice. I'm glad there's no arthritis, and there was nothing wrong with the bones, but they're going to have to do an MRI because they think like the meniscus tore or something like that. And I haven't been able to work. I couldn't drive for a little bit, and I couldn't I still really can't put a lot of pressure on the right leg, but it's definitely better than when it first happened. So I thought, well, since I'm home today, I might as well come on a little bit earlier and do my live. See who all can come on earlier. I was thinking of you, Vima, too. I was like, oh, that'll help Vima out a little bit because then it won't be so late for her. Well, thank you, but life happens, and my goodness, it's like crazy the types of things that happen to your body as you get older. Oh, thank you, Vima. Vima said she's sending lots of love and prayers. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Each day it has been feeling a little bit better, but I don't know what's going to happen when I get the MRI. I don't know how it's going to look to them, whether it's something I was reading online, and apparently meniscus, if it's not too severe, it can just kind of heal up itself over time. But if it's something that was severe, then it would probably need surgery. So I'm hoping, since it's starting to feel a little bit better, that it's not too bad. Maybe it's just something that'll take a little bit of time to heal. I don't really know. But I definitely appreciate the love and the prayers. All of that helps. But yeah, I'm going to go back to work for the first time this week tomorrow. But I'll still be on crutches, so that's going to be interesting. The school is pretty spread out, and I'll have to there's one elevator, which nobody ever uses, but I'll have to use that elevator to go up and down the stairs. Most of the classes that I help in are upstairs. So yeah, I'll just be slow, and the teachers are going to have to understand if I'm a little bit late. Don't worry, dear, it'll be okay. Thank you, Vima. Yeah, I know everything works out, but just sometimes going through it before it works out is blah. Oh, looks like you're the only one with me again. People have just been popping in and out. That's okay. We'll have our own little private chat here, Vima. What did you do today, Vima? You had a good day? Anything crazy going on? Yeah. Little Wise Owl said, Linda said that perhaps PT will help. I hope so. They haven't done anything yet, and they won't do anything until the MRI. And they don't do the MRI right away because I guess they want the swelling to come down before they do the MRI. So I can tell, like, as the swelling is going down, I can tell that it's not as sore as it was before. But it's still like, if I put too much pressure on it, or if I turn a certain way, I can still feel the ouch, the owie. But yeah, hopefully there'll be something. It'll either be PT or hopefully not surgery. But if it needs that, then, hopefully something like that will help. But yeah, just crazy. I keep thinking, why couldn't my body just handle a little bit of gardening? Or waited till the end of the day after we already did the work. It happened like right away as soon as we went out there. Bima said, yesterday was the best live stream as Jada from Jada and Stitches gave me a sweet surprise in the chat. That is so nice. I am subscribed to her. I don't know her really well, but she seems like a really sweet lady. So that's exciting that she came to your live and there was a surprise there. Oh my gosh, that is the best. So sweet. I made a cowl, one of her cowls. I was so excited and it was awesome. That does sound awesome. I made one of her cowls. It was really easy, you know, like she's a good teacher there. And she, like I said, she does seem really sweet. I don't think that I've ever like talked to her, you know. I've probably left a few comments saying, oh, this was nice, but you know, she's got lots of people who love her. So it's nice that she took the time to hang out with you. That's awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. She's my mentor, my teacher, and a very good friend. That's cool. She seems like all that, you know. She seems like she'd be good at all of that. I should probably comment more on her stuff. But I know that she has like, I'll look and she'll have like 5,000 comments. And I'm like, oh, she's never going to see what I wrote. But that is really exciting, Vima. I'm making little swatches right now. She will, dear. I'll message her. That's sweet. Maybe she'll see your Battle of the Stitches. Wouldn't that be? Oh, that's nice of you, Vima. See if she wants to do Battle of the Stitches. Wouldn't that be amazing? All of us will just concede. We'll say, oh, Jada and Stitches, I'm not worthy. She's not one that I did ask for Battle of the Stitches. There were a bunch that I did ask, but she's not one of them. I don't know why. I should have asked her. I think I'm not on my regular time, so I might be throwing some people off. I'm glad, Vima, you're here, though. I'm glad that you're here. Maybe you could stay on a little bit longer since it's earlier. Next week, I'll probably have to go back to my regular time because I'll be back to work. But I figured since I wasn't at work this week, I'll just come on an hour earlier. I talked about Battle of the Stitches to her, and she said it looks fun. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I'll have to go to her channel and see if I can send her a message about that. I had somebody else who said, oh, this looks like fun, and then I told them about it, and 3 weeks later, they never replied back to what I told them about it. So we'll see. We'll see. That would be pretty cool to have her on. You'll have to do it that month that she's on too, if she does it. You like my yarn shirt? Yarn. Sorry, dear, that people are not showing. They will be here. Don't worry. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I'm enjoying our little chat here, and that's really cool that what you told me about Jada and Stitches, though. I'm glad that she's oh, thank you. I'm glad that she's so supportive of your channel, and it would be cool. You know, she's probably one that would be approachable and might actually consider doing Battle of the Stitches. So. My husband found this shirt and he surprised me with it at Christmas time. He's always looking out for me. So who else is here? Linda, are you still here? What have you been up to today? Are you getting the rainy weather that we're getting too? It'll be Vima says it'll be awesome if she joins, but I don't know whether she will take part or not. But do ask her. I will. We'll see if she would like to do something like that. I understand she's got a huge channel and she's probably very busy. So, but we'll see. Maybe she'll decide that she would want to do something like that. I just stare at my garden as my recovery continues. I'm sorry that you haven't been feeling well. So, is your garden like already going, or are you looking at it like, oh, I have so much to do out there? Nothing coming off the hook. Yeah, it'll get there. Yeah. Sometimes that's the way it is. I kind of have been feeling like I've been in a little bit of a funk with creating new things recently too. You know, I haven't had as many videos out. I don't know why, you know, it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just the time of year. Mostly perennials waiting for pre-ordered plants to come. Sounds good. I took a chance and I already planted my peppers and broccoli and cucumbers and tomatoes and I have asparagus now. I'm trying that for the first time. Those are perennial. So we'll see if they come back. Still so cold. We've been lucky. It's warmed up quite a bit here, and I thought, well, if overnight it ever gets too cold, I'll go out and cover them up. But so far, we have not been near the frost point. We've been in the 50s at night, so we've been okay here. Linda, was it you that was, I get asparagus beetles. Oh no, I hope that we don't get anything like that. Were you the one that was saying, you know, to plant like foxglove and stuff like that to keep deer away from all your stuff? I was looking that up more. I know in one of the lives that I did, somebody was telling me about that. And I was like, oh, you know, why didn't I think of doing something like that? Thank you, Vima. Vima said that's so beautiful garden. And so I put some marigolds because marigolds apparently are a good companion plant for asparagus and strawberries. And so is sage. And oh, wow. I can't wait to see that. Vima said she was crocheting daffodil flower. Daffodils are very pretty. So I planted those in that garden, and I have noticed that so far, you know, I've not had deer munching on my strawberries or anything like that. The asparagus that I planted, when I got them from a farm, and they gave me just the roots. They didn't give me like the plant already started. They just gave me the roots. So I planted the roots, and a couple of them have some asparagus shoots coming up. So we'll see. We will see. Yes, sage, marigolds, and there was something else I planted out there too. Rosemary, maybe? No, it was either rosemary or thyme, one of those two. It also popped up in my Google search, and they smell really, really good. So it's kind of a bonus there. So we'll see if that helps. So far, it has been helping. So far, I haven't had any munchers coming into my garden, and there's actually strawberries that are growing on my plants for the first time in a while. Foxglove, I read online, though, to be careful of foxglove because although deer stay away from it because it's poisonous to them, it's also poisonous to humans. So online it recommended not to plant foxglove near where you have food, you know, plants that you're going to eat, you know, like that kind of stuff. So I have some foxglove planted like behind the house, but it's not near where I am planting food for us. So I see Vima said, I was crocheting daffodil flowers while I was waiting for you. It's Jada's pattern. Oh, that's cool. Okay, okay, I'm sorry that I can't pronounce that. I'm terrible at pronouncing words. Diatomaceous earth to repel the beetles, but it rains off. Oh. Then Vima said, I'm trying the daffodils for the first time. I can't wait to see them. I want to see how they turn out. I have seen some really pretty daffodil crochet patterns. I've never tried that. I don't do a lot of flowers, but I don't know why. There's no reason not to. They are so pretty. Is the base for heart? Oh, okay. Foxglove is the base for heart meds. Interesting. Yeah, I was just going by what the Google search said, so I was trying to be careful about that. It is nice, though, that the perennials are all starting to pop up and flower a little bit. That's always pretty. And when you look out there, you're like, oh, wow, I didn't have to do that this year. It just came up by itself. So, yes, Fema said, yes, dear, I'll be making crochet vase and flowers framework. Oh, nice. That will be so pretty. Do you have a spot in your house that you're going to put that? Sounds like it would be pretty at like a table where you have your meal, you know, have a little centerpiece crochet flower and flower vase. Sounds really pretty. Are you doing the traditional yellow color for the flower? I always kind of like it when people do projects that are unexpected colors. You know, I'm gonna do this crazy purple marigold or something like that. I always think that's funny. I really like that. Hi, Beverly. It's so good to see you. I'm assuming you're also having a rainy day like we are, because I think your weather is similar to what we get. But maybe not. Maybe the sun's out where you are. We're having a rainy day here. Fema said, I'll share a crochet flower framework I have done for the 25th wedding anniversary on Instagram with you. Oh yes, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I wonder if there are people, there probably are, but I wonder if there are people who like specialize in crocheting like wedding bouquets and stuff like that, where your wedding bouquet could be crocheted flowers instead of real flowers. I don't know, I just thought of that. That might be kind of cool. It's something that you could preserve if you wanted to. I bet you if we went on Etsy, we would see something like that. Beverly said, it was rainy, but the sun is peeking through. My son-in-law is shopping half an hour away and said it's getting very dark and windy. So more rain on the way. Oh boy. It's okay. We need the rain. You know, I haven't had to water my garden or anything lately, so. It's almost like, you know, the saying here is April showers bring May flowers. But we're in May already, so it's almost like Mayflower is bringing June, or May showers is bringing June flowers. That's what it's starting to feel like around here. And now I can't even remember, thinking back, if we had like a super rainy April. I don't know. Can't remember that now. I just said that the other night. We're thinking alike, Beverly. uh, Every time I say that, my sons always do the joke, you know, if April showers bring May flowers, what do May flowers bring? And then the answer is pilgrims. I don't know. They always, like, that joke never gets old with them. It's really funny. Yeah, they're 15 and 17 and they're still saying that joke. I just shared you the picture. Awesome. I'll have to look at it later because I'll mess everything up if I try to like navigate around that on my phone right now. But once the live is over, I will take a look at that. Thank you. Hope you like that. I'm sure I will. I bet you it's gorgeous. What does Delaware? Oh boy, is this another joke I'll have to tell my sons? Uh, what does Delaware? A New Jersey. I'll tell them that one tonight and we'll see. I bet they'll like that. They like all the little corny jokes. A New Jersey. I love that. I don't think I have another one right now. I'm not really like a good joke teller. Anybody else have a good joke? So I know that Vima is doing daffodils, and Little Wise Owl's still taking a little bit of a break. But is anybody else crocheting anything or knitting anything or making anything right now? I am curious because I found out something new within the past couple of weeks. Did you guys know that Amazon does lives? I like maybe like this is something that's well known and I'm just out of the loop, but oh, Vima just finished one flower. Awesome. Maybe I'm just like completely out of the loop, but oh, hi Donna. Good to see you. I'm knitting up a storm, having a ball. Are you using any of that new yarn yet? Okay, Beverly didn't know and Vima didn't know either. Yeah. um, yeah, Amazon does lives, and I guess it's just like you can go to different companies, and if you look at their page, they'll have the videos for the lives that they've been doing. Oh, Donna hasn't used her new yarn yet. Oh my goodness. Is it out of the freezer yet, or you still have it in the freezer? The way that I found that out is, if you guys have heard of Knit Pal, it's a company. They sell a lot of yarn and some like like tools, you know, some crochet hooks, knitting needles and stuff. And they were hiring for someone to do lives to promote their yarn. And they hired me to do that. And I thought that, oh, Donna's is out of the freezer. Well, that's good. There's a step in the right direction. And I thought when they were hiring, like when we went through the interviews and stuff, I was thinking that they were going to have me like maybe do it on my YouTube site or do it on Instagram or something like that, or on their YouTube or on their Instagram. But she was saying, no, I'm looking for someone to do the lives on their Amazon page. And I was like, what? Lives on Amazon? Thank you, Vima. I'm excited. So I'm doing some little sample ones. I'm in the process of talking to the owner about, you know, when we're going to start the lives and stuff. And I'll let you guys know when we are going to do that. But I'm just like whipping up some little samples on their cotton. Their cotton is really soft. But Donna said, I follow GYA Labs, which is an essential oil company. They do lives a lot. Yeah, I didn't know about that. I don't know. I guess I go to Amazon to go and shop, but I never thought to go to their page and, you know, pages of different people and see if they're doing lives. Thank you guys. Oh, you guys are so nice. I'm excited about it. So I'm going to meet with the owner on Friday. She sent me the yarn that she wants me to show, and we're going to talk about, you know, how to set it up. She was thinking that it would be like Sundays and Friday nights that I would do it. She said those are the big watch times for her store. So we'll see. I'll let you know when I know for sure what day, and then maybe you guys could, if you're around, you could come and visit. So that would be fun. But that's what I'm doing now. I'm just whipping up a few swatches here to show, because that's one of the things that I'll do. She wants me to actually show working with the yarn. So I have a little knitted swatch that I did here, and then this is a crocheted swatch that I just did, and I'm going to do a Tunisian crocheted swatch next. So, oh, that's awesome. Donna said I'll go follow Knit Pal. Colin said in a little under a month. Did I miss something? Oh, I'm doing my first market. Oh, that's exciting. What kind of things are you making for your market? I'm sorry, I missed that first one. I was like, in a little under a month. What? I see that now. You're doing your first market. I always love that when I hear people doing markets. Like, I'm curious what they make and that kind of stuff. I know that some people seem like they focus on amigurumi, or some people focus on like dishcloths and stuff like that, or a hodgepodge of lots of different things. But yeah, I would love to hear like what kind of things are you making for your market? And I hope you do well. That's really, really exciting. So KnitPal is going to send you yarn. They already did. They sent me a bunch of yarn. This is the one that she wants me to show. I have 4 different colors of this one. The cotton to the core. This is the one she wants me to show. She gave me that one in white and in blue. This is like a denim blue. This is really pretty. The colors are awesome. And then this one's a pink. And then she sent me the green one that I had the knitting with cotton to the core. It's really, really soft cotton. It's like, I know that Hobby Lobby has some really soft cotton yarn, but this is like to a whole new level. Small wearables like ribbed beanies and even Raffi sun hats. Oh, wow. How do you like working with Raffi yarn? I made one bucket hat out of Raffi yarn, and I had fun with it, but it was a little bit hard on my hands, I thought. I did like it, and I would use it again. It didn't deter me from wanting to use it again, but I do remember it was a little bit rough. Donna said, do you like it? I do like it. It's really comfortable to work with. I'm doing a little bit of Tunisian here, and it's like, it feels good in my hands. I'm not just saying that, it really does. I do like it. So it should be easy to talk about. If you like something, it makes it a little bit easier to talk about it. So, hi Praise. It's great to see you. And then Colin said summer and winter wearables, basically. That's awesome. I hope you have good luck there. I hope that you get lots of sales. That's exciting. But I think I wanted to just basically get something started. I know she wanted me to show working with it, but I didn't want to show like casting on, or the first rows of something. I thought if I had something already started, then I could just pick it up and keep going with it, and you can get a better feel for what it looks like to be working with that yarn. But we'll see if I talk to her on Friday and she's like, no, I want you to show casting on, and I want you to show the first few rows. I'll just pull it out and and start it afresh and do it that way. I hope the hats do well for you, Colin. I always liked making hats. Hats are fun, and there's lots of unique patterns for hats, so you can get all kinds of different styles. Colin said, love the finished product, but working with it isn't my favorite thing ever because it has no stretch. That's true. There is no stretch in the Raffi yarn. It's a little bit harsh to work with, and there's no stretch, but it does look cool. It looks really cool. And that's something that I don't have in my stash. I don't have Raffi in my stash. So Donna asked if I knitted or crocheted first. Well, the answer is that I learned to knit when I was younger from my mom, but basically just she taught me, she didn't even teach me how to cast on. She just taught me, she would cast on for me and I would just do the knit stitch and the purl stitch and practice that. But I never really made anything with it. I don't know why. I don't know if like I lost interest or if she got busy and we couldn't continue with it. I don't really know what happened there. So I learned enough to remember how to still do the knit and the purl stitch. But then when I got married, my mother-in-law taught me how to crochet, and it just felt so good to do that. Like it just felt right to do it. I don't know how else to describe it. So I really just started really loving crochet. And then I thought, well, do I remember how to knit? I had to learn how to cast on because I had never done that. But once I learned how to cast on, then I remembered how to do the knit and the purl stitch, and it was pretty easy to pick back up. I made a shirt once that was knitted, but I don't think I've done too many major projects that were knitted because I feel like they take a little bit longer. And most of the people that I talk with here on YouTube are crocheters. So I didn't want to kind of lose my crochet community if I did too much with knitting. I do show knitting every once in a while on here if there's something that I'm making or something that I wanted to do. I came up with a knitted hat a couple years ago that I really liked. I used really thick yarn and it was just in the stockinette stitch. But I have a tutorial up for how to do that. Colin said, I use raffia from Hobby. Oh, okay. I got mine off of Amazon, so I don't know like the different ones. And I only made one thing with it, so I'm not like a Raffi expert. I just know that it, it can be a little bit scratchy. They make awesome bucket hats though. A lot of people are surprised when they see me wearing that hat that I made it. They're like, oh, you made that? Because the Raffi hats, like they do look like stuff that you would buy at a store. And Donna, I think you said you're just learning knitting, or am I thinking of somebody else? Have you just taken up knitting, or was that something somebody else had told me? I try to keep everybody, up here, but I make mistakes. Colin said they are all basically the same, but with different colors. That's nice. I hope they're a hit for you. I hope they're a hit. I do like Raffi hats. I wear mine all summer. Both of my boys are on a swim team. And it's a great activity for them. Oh, Donna said, yes, just started knitting. Okay, I thought that was you. Good. A month ago, I took a class. Are you hooked now? I don't mean like crochet, but are you excited about knitting now? Like, is knitting your thing? So anyway, the swimming is a great activity for them, and it keeps them busy over the summer. But the swim meets are brutal for the parents. Brutal. It is so hot and sunny and ugh. So I always wear my Raffi hat when we go to a meet, to keep the sun off my face. I don't exactly tan. I'm either red or white. And the red is not so good for my skin. Yeah. Since the boys are getting older, they started, I think they were only 7 years old when they started, but now they're 15 and 17. My oldest son only has one more summer. Next summer is his last summer that he can do it. And my younger one will have 2 more after that. So we're on the downward end of that. Colin said, I'm on the swim team of my high school. That's exciting. I do think it's a wonderful sport. I think it's awesome, great exercise. It's just that the outdoor swim meets can be really brutal. You probably don't feel it as much as a swimmer because you get wet, but the parents aren't allowed to jump in the pool, so we have to just sweat through it. Donna said, for a beginner, what's the best way to knit a hat? Flat, top down, or bottom up? Yes, I'm addicted. I haven't picked up a crochet hook in over 2 weeks. That's funny. So for hats, the hat that I have the tutorial for is flat, and then I show you how to fold it. Top down, I've never done. I think you can, but I have done bottom up. And the thing with the bottom up is that you can go in a round for a while, but then once it starts to get smaller, you have to go to the pointed knitting needles and kind of like make 4 pointed knitting needles. And then when it gets really small, it gets even harder to work with. So it does look pretty that way when you go from bottom up, you know, because there's no seam from where you sewed, where you were sewing or anything. The other thing is a couple times when I've done the bottom up, I ended up making it too small because to me it looked long, but it's really hard to try on the hat once you get to going to the pointed knitting needles. You know, it's kind of like what you see with socks, you know, where you have to have 4 of those pointed knitting needles because it's too small to have the round thing, you know, to go in the round. Colin said, in Michigan, we have the swim meets inside because the water would be so cold. Yeah, in the winter, I imagine. Even in the summer? Or don't you do it in the summer? Do you only do it in the winter? Yeah, we would never be able to do outdoor in the winter here. They're only just opening up the pool. Their swim practices for the summer start in 2 weeks, I guess. It's coming up quick. And I know some of my boys are in marching band and they're on the bowling team in the winter, so they don't do swimming in the winter. But, you know, some of the kids that do summer swimming also do winter swimming. And that, of course, is inside. Donna said, with the bottom up hat, you could just knit a tube and then cringe the top, no need to decrease. Yeah, that's true. You could do that too. I do get to, when I do it with the decrease, I do finally get to the point where I'm like, okay, this is good enough. It's small enough. And then I kind of weave a tail in between and pull it tight. So there is that. It's only fall. Oh, you only have swimming in the fall. Okay. Yeah, I guess we would probably have to do it indoors, at least when you get to a certain point in the fall. The season slowly gets colder as the winter nears. Yeah, I could see that. That would happen here too. I'm in Pennsylvania, so that would happen here too. So that's awesome. You're in school and you're doing a crafting show. You're going to be selling at a crafting show. That's so exciting. I wish I was doing this when I was younger, you know. Of course, I didn't have like these kind of platforms because when I was younger, they didn't have YouTube, they didn't have Instagram or any social media. So, but I always think about this. Both of my grandparents knitted and crocheted. And I keep thinking how much they probably would have loved to have been a part of this community, but they didn't have this opportunity to get on YouTube or to get on Instagram, social media, and meet other people doing the same things as them. It's funny that you have swimming in the fall, because around here, even after summer swimming, they don't start swimming up again until winter, like more like November, and then they go through like January or February. Oh, Colin said, I found a good show to watch as I crochet. Do share. I'm always looking for something like that. Any show that you like is good to crochet with. I tend to do that every time I'm watching TV. I crochet. I'm in suspense, Colin. You have to tell me, what is the show? The suspense is killing me. Donna said, I have no knitters or crocheters in my family unless it would be great-grandparents. Well, now you're the one doing it. But, even though both of my grandparents knitted and crocheted, they never taught me how to do it. 9 kids and I'm the only fiber artist. Well, there you go. Now you got to teach somebody in your family how to do it so you're not the only one. Yeah, and I'm not really sure why, I think my mom did not know how to crochet, but she knew how to knit. I don't know how well. Oh, Colin said it's called The Midwife. It's on Netflix, 13 seasons. There you go. 13 seasons will keep you going for a while. I assume if it's called The Midwife, it's about women giving birth. Donna, you could probably find somebody in your family who would want to learn. And I really, to this day, I'm not really sure why neither of my grandmothers, taught us that. But my mom's mom, even though she knew how to crochet, I don't think she taught my mom how to crochet because my mom doesn't know how to crochet. She has all of her mom's crochet hooks. She wants to keep them, but she's never crocheted. Oh, no one's interested in your family? Oh, that's a bummer. You know what's funny? And I just, like, it just hit me. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I was thinking about this. Because we're doing videos on here, think of all of the future generations who can watch this and get to know like their ancestors through this. Like I might have great grandchildren, that I'll never meet, but if they looked me up on YouTube, they could see what I was interested in and hear about things that I talk about. I mean, can you imagine like if we had the ability to go onto a platform and meet our ancestors through videos that they made? Isn't that crazy? I don't know. It just kind of blew my mind. Here I am posting, and anybody who might be related to me in the future can have the ability to get on and get to know who I was and know what I look like. You know, I don't know what my great grandparents look like or my great great grandparents look like. You know, they barely had photographs back then. Colin said, in midwives, all the birthing stuff is off screen, thankfully. Yeah. I did it twice and I don't want to watch either time. They kept saying, do you want me to bring a mirror over so you could see? I'm like, no, I don't. They're like, do you want to touch it? As the head was coming out, do you want to touch it? No, I don't want to touch it. Get it out of me. I don't know. Vima said, that's awesome. You know, I always say that my crochet channel is my legacy, which will go on for generations to come. Yeah, I mean, as long as they keep YouTube open, you know, and even, you know, Facebook or Instagram, any of those, you know, as long as there's still somebody who is, you know, keeping it open and available to everybody, there's anybody can watch that in the future. And you know, they could learn from you, but also I keep thinking of the family aspect of it, you know, where you could know your ancestors, you know, that just something that was we would have never thought about that when like I would have never thought that that would be possible when I was young. Colin said, it's a British medical drama and I love it. Cool. Vima said, even if only one person sees. Yeah, well, I mean, if it's up there long enough, I'm sure you're going to have way more than one person who sees it. You know, people can be learning from you. It will be interesting to see where this goes in our lifetime, and you know, it'll go well past what we can, what we will live to. So, Colin, is this since you said drama, is this like not a reality show? Is it just something that they you know, that's a story, you know, like kind of like a sitcom or something like that? Or is it like reality based, you know, like people actually having babies and telling their stories? Because I don't think I've ever heard of it. Yes, that's what we can hope for. So true. It is such a weird thought. It's so strange. And you know, it might be so normal for future generations that they never even bother to look back. You know, maybe they don't care what their ancestors looked like or what they talked about, what they were interested in. I don't know. Cuz like for us, it's not what we grew up with, but maybe if you grow up with it, maybe it's not special. Maybe you don't care about that kind of stuff. I don't know. I guess only time will tell with that. Bima said people pass on land, houses, wealth, and we're passing on crochet legacy. Yep. That's our thing. But it's actually more than that, you know, it's also we're passing on ourselves, our personality, who we are, you know. You can hear stories that other family members tell of their parents or, you know, people, your aunt, your uncle, or great aunt, great uncle that maybe you never met, but you don't get to see in real time what that was like, you know, but somebody from a future generation coming on and actually seeing how you, hearing how your voice sounds and seeing your facial responses and, you know, hearing what you talk about, you know, what kind of things you like. It's just so different. So different than hearing a story from your grandparents about what their parents were like or something like that. Yeah, I never knew any of my great grandparents. I was lucky enough to know my grandparents, all four of them, until I was 18. The first one didn't pass until I was 18, so I have memories of all of them. But they never taught me to knit or crochet. And I don't know why. True, dear, totally agree. Well, I've been on here a little bit over an hour, so I think I'm gonna sign off and say goodbye. I loved talking with all of you guys today. It is so nice to get to know each of you and to be able to come on here and share and hear about what you're up to and you know, just kind of build our friendship. I really love that. So I'll be back next week, probably more at my regular time, which is like 2:45 to 3 o'clock, somewhere around there, because I'll be back to work by then. But you guys take care, and I'll see you next week. Bye.